Okay, so now this is the XC15 Canon set on fully auto. We're at the widest view right now.
Should note it's a 4K camera, and it has pretty much every same setting that a C100 has, except it only costs roughly $2,200.
And it has, you say it has excellent autofocus with face recognition.
And image stabilization, so if you want to handheld this thing, it's pretty good. It's super light.
Well, let me ask you, if you're doing something like this with a teleprompter, would you leave it on autofocus? Or would
Yeah, I would just leave it on autofocus because it's going to track my face really well.
Okay.
You don't even have to do anything.
And right now we're at the widest shot.
I did notice it struggled going through the glass for a little bit, and then it just kind of got over it and tracked me again properly.
I mean, the camera has advanced features, but this is 2 LED flat panel lights. Pretty basic lighting setup. We could actually do better.
There's a built-in ND filter, which is really useful.
Yeah, some people complain it doesn't go far enough.
It's not the best, but like, you're never going to be in a situation where you're going to need to go like another stop down.
You've shot in bright sun. Is it adequate?
I put the ND filter on, and then I lower the ISO to like 100, and then I set the aperture to 5.6 or something, and it's great.
See, another problem I've heard is that you can't screw in filters in the lens, which
there is a screwed in filter in the lens.
You can put in.
Yeah, I put a UV filter on it.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I misunderstood it.
Yeah.
So we're recording with the Rode Lav Mic, which is pretty darn good sound going into the Zoom H6. We're splitting it into 2 channels.
I should note that the color standard it's on is the same as the 5D Mark 3 and 4 series. So it's on their Canon standard.
Okay.
You can set it to the C100, the Cine camera look, or you can set it to C-Log, and it has 5 other modes included. And you can customize 2 user colors.
Okay, can you make a statement about battery life?
The battery life with a non-Canon battery is 91 minutes, 92 minutes or something like that. And then with a Canon battery is about 100 to 105 minutes.
So battery life is excellent.
Yes, the battery life is excellent. And the new LPE6N batteries make it 115, 110.
Okay, I'm going to zoom in a bit here just so we can see.
And it has a.
Oh, actually, it wasn't even all the way because you're getting some vignetting there. That's zoomed out all the way.
That's zoomed out all the way, and it's not vignetting. It's actually seeing the sides of the teleprompter.
But man, that goes pretty wide.
It's super wide, and then it has a 240 millimeter zoom, which I think is 10 times optical.
Okay, so here we are. We're still on autofocus.
And like
I've zoomed in, cropping to about his waist up.
Yes. And if you want, zoom in like all the way into my face, and you'll still see all the detail, all of it, every pore and everything. Like,
I can tell even on the display. That's pretty impressive.
Oh yeah, the display on the back is a full HD 1920 by 1080 display, and it's a touchscreen, and it has like 1 million pixels in it for the sensor. So
even though, like we say, the manual focus is a downside of this thing, you can touch wherever you want the focus to go.
Yeah, you can. So if you want to, let's say there's something behind me like a sign, and you want to rack focus between me and the sign, you would have to touch the sign, and then after that touch my face on the screen of the Canon XC15, and that causes it to focus. In fact, we could do a test if you really wanted to.
No, that's okay. The focus is not the issue. I mean, I think it's proven itself.
And the face tracking is really good. It's exceptional face tracking.
And this is coming from a man who owns the camera himself and is pretty demanding in his video requirements. So,
if you're not going to buy this, I think you should buy a C100.
Right.
If you're gonna spend this much money, you shouldn't bother with the DSLRs. You should just go straight to the C100.
But you're saying this, for the purpose of like recording somebody like you are standing in front of the teleprompter,
and in 4K,
would be more than adequate.
It's more, yeah. Honestly, I partly got this camera because for weddings, I set it at the end of the aisle. I slightly zoom in, but keep it kind of wide. And then when I do it in post, since I'm editing on a 1920 by 1080 timeline, I tend to snap in for like kisses, or when the priest is doing something funny, or the family is laughing, or there's a speech, because it has that ability, because it has the high resolution, and because it's using a slightly larger sensor than the standard sensor that they put in 4K cameras in most cameras, because this is something I like that Canon does, is they put a slightly bigger sensor in, so that way when you are watching the 4K, it's a really crisp and sharp 4K.
Right, and just shooting in HD, which is what you're doing most of the time, it's more than adequate.
Actually, with this thing, I don't even shoot HD. I just shoot 4K. But it supports it supports up to 500 gigs in capacity. I have a 256 gig SD card and a 256 gig CFast card. The only downside is if you buy this camera, you have to purchase a CFast card, because that's the only way you're going to be able to use 4K.
Right, but I mean, I think he'll just be shooting with SD. I think he'll be shooting.
If you're shooting HD, it's going to be a super high quality HD. But if you want to have that, like, you're having a wide and then you want to snap in on me because you made a mistake, and rather than having to fix that with B-roll or whatever, you can snap in.
Okay, and one other question: the manual exposure, both aperture and shutter, work fine.
I mean, so that's kind of the tricky part. If you want to access the aperture and set it to something, what I do is the camera has this ability where, let's say you're in the widest position and you say, I want the widest to be f2.8. If you zoom in, it goes to 5.6. If you zoom back out, it will go back down to 2.8 because it remembers that you have programmed it to do that. Right. But if you program it when it's fully zoomed out to 4.5 and then zoom in, it goes from 4.5 to 5.6, and then when you pull back, it stays at 4.5 because it remembers you did that.
Okay,
so
I didn't realize we are shooting 4K right now.
Yeah, I chose it to shoot in 4K.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and this concludes the test. I think this is more than enough. Thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
And get it. It's a good camera. Bye. Okay.